folks, Will Brink here, brinkzone.com, and today I want to talk about creatine, as I often do. I've got a lot of videos on creatine, a lot of info on creatine, and I have been writing and researching on creatine for actually a few decades. One of the things that pops up constantly is creatine quality. Back in the day, actually 90s, I wrote the first couple articles on the issue of creatine quality. And that was to say that back in the day, everybody thought creatine was creatine. I got a hold of a bunch of tests that showed that was not true, and I published those tests. And I will link that article in this video so you can go check those out. I also have another video that discusses creatine quality that will help you out. But what this video is about is that over time, and we're talking decades now, quality of creatine through different manufacturers has gotten a bit better, but it's still not great. And a recent study, or like a couple of years old, but pretty recent compared to the original stuff, found about 50% of the creatine products tested had contaminants in them. There was cyanamide, there was creatinine, there was even a little bit of mercury. This is not stuff, mercury in particular, you obviously don't want to be eating. Creatinine is not toxic, but it's just a waste of your money, and you're not getting your money's worth from the creatine. And I will again link in this video so that you can go take a quick look at the chart from the results and such. And the basic take home here, though, that I'm going to try to cut to the chase of what's important here, is what people need to do is stop worrying or focusing on finding the latest, greatest type of creatine that is supposedly superior to creatine monohydrate, which is marketing hype because they're not. And yet, I will link to an article I wrote called The Creatine Graveyard that goes into great depth on that, so you can go check that out to give you some idea. But people get very wrapped up in finding, due to the marketing hype, I mean, they're pushed on it by the companies selling alternatives to creatine monohydrate, but they're very concerned on finding the best type of creatine versus focusing on what is the best quality of creatine. So the best thing you can do for yourself to get away from this problem of creatine quality and stuff is don't focus on the type of creatine, stick to creatine monohydrate, focus on the quality of the creatine that you're getting, and that's not really that difficult to do. Again, if you take a look at the other video and some of the articles, I'll make it very simple for you to find the right creatine that is known to have the lowest contaminants levels, and then you're done with it. Problem solved. But it seems to be like a never-ending issue. I get these questions all the time about what's the best type of creatine? I'm using creatine ethyl ester, or I'm using buffered creatine or whatever. And two, I read your article on creatine purities. How come I haven't heard about this before? And so I'm going to tell you yet again how to save time, how to save energy, how not to worry about it. Don't worry about the type of creatine you're using. Stick to the one we know works, creatine monohydrate, and focus on the quality of the creatine you're using, and you have solved the problem. You can move on to the next problem or the next overhyped nonsense. Now, I hope that info helps. If so, sub up. You can see I'm always giving away the real data, the real science, the objective stuff, not the bro science or the hoopla. And I'll see you all on the Brink Zone.